Do you want to tweet it and then I'll share it? You might want to. It should be public, but you might want to double check and switch it to public if it's not.
I'm checking now. My brain can't move this thing.
Yep.
All right, it's working on my end.
That's all that matters. Yeah, it's live. I got it.
Yeah, and we can hear ourselves talking on it.
Nice. Hey guys. Nobody's gonna watch this shit anyway. Here we go.
Good morning and welcome to Two Scoops Morning News with Dan and Craig. I'm Craig,
And I'm Dan.
and this is Two Scoops.
You're watching Two Scoops Morning News with Dan and Craig, your sunrise reminder that things could get worse, so laugh at them while you still can.
So I don't know that if you've caught on recently, but there's this whole systemic racism thing going on
I've heard of
in
this.
you have. You
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's gotten so bad, it's gotten to the point that I mean, like you could almost mistake it as innocent kids having fun.
Mm.
Like if you didn't know it was systemic racism, you would just wouldn't even think it was racism at all.
Right.
But that's how bad it's gotten that like you can't even recognize a
I saw that
racist.
with my kids. They were like just running around in the backyard, and one of them said to the other, "Hey, I'm oppressing you." And then I thought it was just like harmless play with kids,
But,
but then I was like,
but
"Oh shit, this is some real systemic problems
right,
right here."
right, yeah. That I mean, it is. I mean, I had a little kid run up to another little kid and say, "Hey, would you like some fried chicken?" And I was just like, "Oh my god!"
Wow, wow.
And
Was the
the
other
kid
kid black?
no, but
Oh,
you
oh,
you get the point though. You
right.
understand
You
my
can still
concern.
see it. You
Yeah.
like. There's it's really more about the attitude than the race. It's more about the clues, the
Well,
context clues, the little dog whistles that kids put out.
I feel like if the kids the most dangerous thing is if the kids have no clue that they're doing something that could be construed by idiots as racist or not idiot, sorry, as other people,
Right.
genuine people as racism. So if the kids have no idea
As
and
progressive free thinkers
yeah,
of the future.
yes, yeah, the future generations, I mean, they gotta know that what everything literally everything they say or do is racism, especially the little white kids. I mean, if they don't know that, then it's just we're just perpetuating the problem.
Right.
So I got this story, all this to I got this story,
Just do
about,
that for a half an hour.
this is from the Little League World Series, and this actually is close to both of us. This hits home really hard for me
Because
and
of the
for you.
racism, right?
Well, the racism and the fact that it's in Davenport, Iowa, which is, like, kinda split between me and you. It's like the halfway point.
It's the racist
So,
meetup point for us.
yes. So, the cameras at this Little League tournament, World Series, I guess they call it, caught this incident right here. I'm gonna try to play this, and hopefully it
That's just little leaguers being little leaguers right there.
Little what? What did he just say?
Atlanta and St. Louis.
I'm pretty sure he said little leaguers,
Oh,
but
leaguers.
somebody
It might not be the
said
best word choice.
well, somebody commented, he's like, "This little leaguers being little leaguers."
That's just little leaguers being little leaguers right there.
Ooh.
Hey, next week's Sunday night baseball matchup. A good one. Atlanta and St. Louis. Cardinals leading the Central. They finish up that three-game series at Busch, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, ESPN, Deportes, and
Now
Radio.
this looks bad. This looks really
Season
bad.
It does.
baseball
I mean, it does,
countdown.
kinda, sorta. I mean, okay, why does this look bad? Tell me why this looks bad.
Because of racism.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that.
It
So,
seems like
so,
that
so
kid
it
is sad. It seems like they're picking on that kid. Now I don't know if
it
that's
kinda does.
racist, but those other kids,
Yeah.
the one on the left there definitely looks like some sort of shade of dark-ish, but not quite dark enough to make this less racist than it obviously is when they're putting cotton on a young
I think he's just.
boy's
I
head.
think he's just tan because I thought that too, and I continued to watch, and then I was like, no, that kid's very clearly white. But,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. How do I get out of the screen? So you see what's going on here, right? Obviously, this is blatant racism because black people and cotton. I mean, the kids
They have a history.
had the audacity to decimate a stuffed animal on live television during this game and proceeded to stick the fluff. I don't even think they put cotton in stuffed animals anymore. I'm pretty sure it's fiberfill. So I
Mm.
don't know what the I don't
But
know what the
did the
relationship.
kids know that? Did they know that they weren't being racist by putting
No.
fiber fill on his head?
Yeah, but did they know they were being racist by putting cotton on his head? So this is the story. It says white players were seen covering a black teammate's head with cotton at the Little League World Series, but league officials claimed Monday the admittedly racially insensitive optics weren't what they seemed. The incident shared okay, I can't get ahead of myself. I'll keep reading. The incident shared on Twitter by HuffPost Philip Lewis. So this is Huffington Post reporting this,
Of
and
course
then
it is.
Huffington Post is like, the incident shared by our guy here unfolded the dire incident. Like, watch as the incident unfolds.
Bloop,
Says
bloop, bloop.
yes.
Kids.
Says Sunday in okay. This says it was in Pennsylvania, but it's a Davenport team, I guess. It was the Davenport teammates. It wasn't
Oh.
here in Davenport. So you can rest.
So
rest
our little
easy.
community is spreading our racism far and
Yeah.
wide.
to Pennsylvania.
Right.
So then the announcer says, that's just little, this says leaguers, but that's not what I heard.
Little liggers.
Being little leaguers. So it's not really the video that gets me. It's the Philip Lewis guy from HuffPost posted it. And his response was, let's see. Here's his Twitter post here. It says, white players putting cotton on a black teammate's head sparks outrage on social media. So here's the outrage. Somebody says,
I was going to ask, does it really? Is there really outrage?
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
Oh,
From the
wow.
video picture, I haven't seen that kid smile once. And in collecting a statement from the parent instead of hearing from the parent are two different things. The media is still controlling
what?
the narrative. Because they got a statement from the parents, and the parents were like, no, there was no racist going on. We were there.
So asking we asked the parents, and the parents said it was nothing, but we didn't hear the parents say it from their mouth. So this might just be some sort of hoax, where the parents are trying to cover for these little racist bastards.
Yes. So next person says, why are they doing this in the first place? That's what I'd like to know. Because they're fucking kids. And
Yes.
there was fluff all over, and they're like, this would stick really good to that kid's hair.
Right.
Yes, it might. So I know at one point somebody was like, they were like, well, the kids aren't being racist, but they need to be told that what they're doing is racist.
Oh my God! Like the kids don't care about race or color or anything like that.
Yes.
But we need to tell them that they need to start caring and realize that they secretly deep down care.
Yes, the systemic racism that, again, kids think is just innocent fun, but really they are racist at the core.
God.
So this person says a coach or adult should have stepped in to correct the unknowingly racist behavior. Education is important, and that's why it should be taught in schools. Dr. Biggs, or D. Biggs, I guess, Mr. D. Biggs says, honestly, the young brother's parents should have discussed boundaries. Again, the parents said nothing is going on here. It is
Right.
fine.
They should have discussed boundaries and said, if you're going to be playing with children, make sure that if you're having too much fun or if you're playing in certain ways, that you don't play with the black kids, because that would be racist.
Right. Make sure you don't do any pranks on the black kid. Nothing like that. This guy says, this is so disheartening. As the only black kid in my Dixie Youth Little League team in the 60s in South Carolina. Well, obviously, you're the only black kid on a Little League team in the 60s in South Carolina known as Dixie Youth.
That's that's a lot of I don't know. A lot of clues as to why you might be the only black kid at the time, but that's not the time period that we're discussing here, sir.
No, but he said during that time, this event never would have transpired.
Oh, wow.
The worst insult was not the N-word for him, but being selected as an all-star, even though he was arguably third or fourth best in the league.
Holy shit. So he's complaining that he was favored for his race?
Yeah.
And that was the worst racism at the time in the 60s? Yes. In the Dixie League?
In the Dixie League, yes. So all that going on to say, that this isn't what it seems to be. Apparently, could you go figure? I guess.
Well, when you sent this to me yesterday, I was like I can see how on surface level, like I got to know the context of this. Like, were the kids like, "Hey, you little leaguer, we're gonna put this on your head, you cotton-headed ninny mug." Like, I don't know. It could have been them being racist little shits, but even then, like, kids are gonna bully each other. So I was like whether it's racist or not, are these kids being little assholes?
Yeah, if they're being assholes,
possible.
then stop being assholes. But being racist, I mean, maybe if they're like,
but being racist, that's fine.
maybe I mean, I could see if you heard them say, this kid's hair is kind of like Velcro. Let's stick this cotton in it. But even then, I don't think they're getting because there was more comments that were talking about, well, obviously black people and cotton, you don't see the problem here. I don't think these like 10-year-old kids really made that connection. Hey, we probably shouldn't associate cotton with this black kid.
Right.
But
now they will.
Context,
now they will. Now that they're famous online for you guys making something out of nothing.
Right.
They're going to start thinking about race a little bit more in probably not the most positive way, since you're trying to ruin their lives.
Well, yeah, the best part is, like you said, taken out of context. Well, here's the actual context. Here's a new report that says white players also had cotton on their head. And here's look at that picture there.
Oh, shit. Mm-hmm.
Racist. Maybe they took a picture later and they're like, wow, that was racist. You put cotton on your head really fast so we can get a picture, so we can
you notice how they chose like the ginger whitest boy that they could to be like, no, see, it's equal opportunity racism.
You're a little tan. We don't want you. We need
right.
you. The kid with the sunscreen. Come here.
Yep.
So this says, a black Little League World Series player was indeed not the only one wearing cotton on his head. The fact that we have to come out and put a display, like refute this is the most ridiculous part. It says a new photo shows a white player also had toy stuffing placed in his hair as well. The photo taken by someone who appears to be just feet away from the Little Leaguers who were playing with the stuffed animals filling. What?
Stop saying Little Leaguers.
Yeah. So somebody else came out. It's like, no, you guys are idiots. I got a picture of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So there's the original video. Here's this lady's video. And so you can get the context that, no, I don't think he was being bullied. He just, like, I have an 11-year-old that plays baseball, and no, he does not smile for cameras or pictures at all. And you would think he was oppressed and abused, and he's white.
My kid will look at you like, give you the emo death stare if you take a picture of him. So, yeah.
Yeah, he does. He does that. So here is the video that somebody else took from a different angle. So maybe it's the camera angle that makes him look like he's having fun. If it'll play.
Oh, man. He looks like he's really being bullied. You can tell.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
He's smiling through the pain, obviously.
It's smiling and flexing through the pain, which is what you have to do.
You got to rise above it and flex through the pain, kids. Yeah. So this is like I don't know. This is just like a great snapshot of what the world is today. Because like you've got Davenport, Iowa, which is, I mean, we're out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. Like these kids don't, for the most part. Like around here growing up, at least, there wasn't really a concept of racism, and you're familiar too. Like there wasn't that many people of color around in our area, but we didn't think about it. There was a couple. There was like one or two.
They're mostly adopted by white people.
Right. Well, yeah, that's pretty racist. But I always describe our high school, which is close to Davenport. Our high school, I always said, was like, remember the Titans, but without the black people.
Yeah, basically.
So they loved football. But
yes.
But yeah, there was some. It just wasn't a thing, and I don't think it was just exclusive to our area either. But the way things have gone and progressed into this new wokeness, it's like I'm fine with like if there's oppression or something that we call it out and we point it out. But when you make everything into the racist oppression Olympics, where everybody's competing for my kid is the most oppressed or their kid is the most oppressed. In this case, it's not even the parents' kids. Like it's making it's bringing attention to, and they'll say that it's good, that it's bringing racist attention to these kids and making them aware of how this looks. It's like, how about you fuck off with your own baggage and let these kids be kids and stop putting racist ideas into their head.
Right. First of all, the white kids had no idea that this could possibly be construed as racially insensitive optics. The worst part is the black kid's parents and everybody around also had no idea that this could be construed as racially insensitive optics. The only people that should be blamed for portraying racially insensitive optics are the people that reported on this.
The anti-racists.
The Huffington Post for only playing the clips of the black kid getting the cotton in his hair and not doing a little bit of research, maybe a little bit more.
They should have done at least as much research as we did.
Yes, exactly. Which took me it was just 8 seconds. Somebody's like, "Did you see this?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to use this." And then they were like, "Here's the other article," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm really going to use this." And that's the amount of research I did, and I found out really quick that this wasn't racism. This is, fabrication of racism.
Kids.
I guess. This is as fake as the fiber fill that's on this kid's head. It's not even real cotton.
Right.
We got to move on though.
All right. So in other news, this evil guy named Jeremy Kauffman. Craig, have you ever heard of him?
I've heard of him. I've seen videos.
Yeah, he's got a few of them. So speaking of things that people call racist that aren't racist, let's talk about Jeremy Kauffman, because he's running for Senate in New Hampshire right now, and a lot of people have, taken a lot of things that he said and used it in whatever context they want to. Now, in fairness, he does try to get them to do that. He does bait them. He is a master troll. But Reuters. So I'm working on the Jeremy Kauffman campaign and doing the videos and things. So this piqued my attention. But Reuters.
This is home for you.
Yeah. This speaking the Davenport kids, our local community, they're going big leagues now, but so is my little video. No, Jeremy Kauffman's not local, but I'm going to pretend like this article's about me in some way. Yeah, they do mention one of my videos in this Reuters article, so
nice, you're famous.
Decent segue. But there's two articles here. This comes from not crypto. This comes from Reuters.com, so you know it's legit. Crypto company jokes about using garlic to ward off SEC. So Jeremy Kauffman is also the CEO of LBRY, library.com. And that pairs in with Odyssey as well. So we're going to get into why that matters here in a minute. But well, let me turn off this. Okay. So crypto company jokes about using garlic to ward off SEC. Library, I think Odyssey and Library, mostly Odyssey, is in the process of being...
Now, come on, it's Library.
Library. These fucking hipsters and their lack of vowels because all the domain names were already taken. But... yeah, they're in a legal battle because they're dangerous for letting people host videos on their platform. But this says the seal of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) is seen at their headquarters in Washington D.C. Okay, so that's just that. I read this yesterday. I'm tired.
That's very nothing that you're time on.
Labrie. Inc., a blockchain publishing company accused by the U.S. Securities, whatever, blah, 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 tweeted on Wednesday that it is done being nice and that it would engage in psychological warfare as it fights the lawsuit. Quote,
okay, so the SEC is just... Oh, okay, so Library saying that they said this. Did they actually say that they're going to engage in psychological warfare? Because that's really damning.
No, the SEC is saying that Library is planning to engage in psychological warfare.
Oh, I thought the SEC was saying it's going to engage in psychological warfare.
No, shut up.
I was like,
quote, we do
agency to come out and acknowledge this is a big step.
No, I mean that's the entire point of them having this lawsuit, or the entire point of the SEC going after LBRY. But It says, "We do not respect the SEC." Read the tweet, which attached a screenshot of a chat attributed to library co-founder Alex Grint something, saying, quote, lawyers told me it's okay, end quote, to attend a deposition in the case, quote, looking sharp but smelling awful as a form of psychological warfare. So, library chief executive and co-founder Jeremy Kauffman told Reuters on Wednesday that the tweet was, quote, partly a joke. Partly, that is very Jeremy Kauffman to say. Just, it's partly a joke.
That's kind of joking.
Right.
Not.
Right. Quote, it's true that we don't like the SEC, he said. And while the other guy is scheduled to sit for a deposition, he did not, in fact, plan to, quote, eat a plate of garlic for breakfast, then do some CrossFit and not shower, as the tweet indicated, Kauffman said.
I don't see what the problem is here. Like, what's the problem?
Again, his lawyer advised him that it's not illegal to do these things, so I just love that. That's the psychological warfare that they're talking about, and Reuters has acted like they led with, they're planning psychological warfare, and then you read on, and it's like they were going to eat garlic, not shower, do CrossFit, and then show up, and that's the cycle. Like, just
I just don't understand what the problem is. Like, this is like the most mild trolling on social media you can find. I don't understand. Like, did Reuters?
This isn't the main article. I have another one. So
I understand, but did Reuters like skip social media 101 for the last 20 years and realize, and then get on all of a sudden and be like, oh my gosh, these people are assholes.
Right.
Can you, like, they told a government agency that they're going to eat garlic and smell like shit, basically. And they didn't even say it that way. So it was even nicer than how I just said it. So
it's the lack of self-aware, or the lack of awareness. I think it's intentional lack of awareness. It's kind of like the baseball thing, the little leaguers thing, where it's like, we saw a thing and we can use that to our advantage. We can say that they were planning this psychological operate, like, because nobody's going to read to like the third paragraph that doesn't care to find out what the psychological warfare even was. But yes, that's what jokes on Twitter will get you. Now, the main article, still from Reuters, is a new breed of video sites thrives on misinformation and hate. And this title here, like, they're just showing a bunch of scary white guys in the background talking. And you can't even read the headline, really. That's beautiful. But BitChute and Odyssey serve up conspiracies, racism, and graphic violence to millions of viewers, taking advantage of big tech disinformation crackdowns and the rise of Trump. The sites reflect a new media universe, one where COVID-19 is fake, Russia fights Nazis in Ukraine, and mass shootings are false flag operations.
This is a world I want to live in, though. He's talking about them creating this world of whatever information. This is the world I want to be in.
You want to be in a world where that misinformation and disinformation is accepted as information, or you want to be in a world where COVID-19 is fake and not Russia fights Nazis in Ukraine?
I'm already in that world. I want to be in a world where we're allowed to say these things. Though.
Right. I would never say those things in this current world, but in a better world, I would say, yeah, those things are all true. Anyway,
I say those things are all true all the time. That's why my YouTube page got removed.
Right. And we are on your channel today, so I guess it's fine. A day after a mass shooting in Buffalo, New York last May, the video sharing website BitChute was amplifying far-right conspiracy theory that the massacre was a so-called false flag operation meant to discredit gun blah, blah, blah. So the typical story they're using here, and it's the one from a year ago, so I'm not sure why it's relevant now, but we're going with it. They
went back through all the videos, and this is the first they could find that people would actually be like, well, that's stupid.
Well, in fairness, these are free speech sites. They're free speech absolutist sites for the most part. So you can find things that say, I'm sure you can find things that say things like that on your thing, because they're allowed to. Now, let's see. A white supremacist teenager who had vowed to, quote, kill as many blacks as possible before shooting 13 people. Okay, so that has nothing to do with this, but they do talk about like the comments sections being kind of toxic at times, and you'll find that, you'll have that, and that's what YouTube used to be, that's what Twitter used to be. If they weren't trying to meddle in certain political affairs, it seems like they probably still would be that.
Yes.
But of course, they write this incredibly long article about how websites that allow people to say whatever they want, sometimes people say unsavory things. Now, I had to search to find actually the part about Jeremy Kauffman. I had to search for it yesterday.
I saw that he dressed up as a lizard person.
Yeah. That's one of our videos. We're just going to read that part. I think let me just search for, it's still in my search, Jeremy Kauffman. Let's find the first time that they talk about him, because that's what matters here. The same search on BitChute, so they're talking about different searches. They searched for the N-word, which I personally think is racist, that they would go onto these platforms and search for
searching for the N-word. Yeah,
right.
The FBI should do a freaking computer search check of theirs and find
right. Or Hunter Biden. How about that? How about we go through Hunter Biden's tweets and search for the N-word and see how many times that was used? Or let's just go to Google. Let's go to Google, look for the N-word, and see if you can find any websites. If you can find any websites or anything that anybody's ever posted that uses the N-word, then that by default should make Google racist.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Rumble said its audience is growing rapidly because it trusts adults to, quote, make up their own minds after hearing all sides. That seems dangerous to me. But the platform.
That's a very condescending way to put this. It's like now Rumble is clearly like so off base because they actually assume that adults can make up their own minds without us making them up for them.
Right, which shouldn't have to be said, but it does now. But the platform does limit some extreme speech. Search for the N-word on Rumble, for instance, and you get a message, no videos found. Just for all you racists out there, just know that Rumble is not your platform. That's all. The same search on BitChute and Odyssey returns hundreds of racist videos. BitChute co-founder and chief executive Ray Vahey and Odyssey co-founder Jeremy Kauffman are self-styled libertarians. Who
gasp.
Let me try that again.
Self-styled
libertarians, also known as
Nazi fags.
Anyway, that was our president, not me. Self-styled libertarians who see their creations as safe zones for free speech. Gasp. No matter how false or repellent, the onslaught of vile content. Blah blah blah. Odyssey has managed to stay on the Apple Store. Blah blah blah. Who cares? Let's get to the next part. The same search on BitChute and Odyssey returns hundreds of racist videos. Co-founder, that's the same one that I just read. Can we go to the next one? All right. Odyssey grew from a company called Library, pronounced Library. Co-founder in 2015 Jeremy Kauffman, a U.S. tech entrepreneur and radical libertarian who radical who financed Library by creating his own cryptocurrency. The company's other founders did not respond to requests for comment. So they're basically under fire. From my understanding, I don't understand all the legal jargon, but they're under fire because they made their own like cryptocurrency on their platform, and the SEC doesn't like that, is what it seems.
And
to
the
me.
SEC is going to show up with garlic breath and
right,
sweaty gym socks.
Yep. So Kauffman 37. So it gives his backstory here. Talks about his hardline version of the party's anti-government philosophy includes abolishing the Federal Reserve, the Internet, the Internal Revenue Service, and child labor laws. By child labor laws, they mean let kids mow lawns for money and have lemonade stands.
Oh, so it's like way worse than what it sounds, obviously.
Yes. I mean, what are child labor laws anyway, other than telling kids that they can't work at certain ages if they want to? It's not like he's when they say that, they're trying to frame it as he's for forcing children into sweatshops or something like that.
Yes.
But Kauffman promoted his Senate campaign with a bizarre video posted on Twitter in May. He addresses the camera in an ill-fitting crocodile costume and
Come on, now they're just fat shaming him.
I don't. He was like tweeting about it yesterday. He was like, "How dare they say that's ill-fitting? That's my skin. That's just what I look like. You racist or something." Ill-fitting crocodile costume, because that needed to be addressed. Like he was wearing a dinosaur costume first. You bigots.
Not crocodile costume. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
But the fact that they put in ill-fitting, like, that is relevant information that he didn't get it. He didn't get it custom fit to himself for his
The most
crocodile
disgraceful part of this whole incident is his ill-fitting crocodile costume.
Yeah, and speaks as images flash on the screen of snarling aliens, Godzilla, and President Joe Biden with a forked tongue. I love that Reuters took all my jokes and they are scared of them now.
Yes.
We're gonna have to watch.
Serious issue.
Right? Have you seen that video, the lizard people one?
I have. Yes.
Okay.
It's great.
I want to quote. I want to become a lizard person. Kauffman says, "Quote: I would like to rule you." The act appeared to reference the lizard people conspiracy theory, which holds that governing elites are really blood-sucking alien reptiles in human form. Also the world that I live in.
Yes.
What?
I said, let's keep this. I got like 3 more minutes.
All right, we'll just play the video. That was mostly it. I mostly find it funny that they talk about his videos, and this is the one that they take issue with, and not the war is gay one. But
Okay, before you get into this, it's not even like the Little League thing they took completely out of context. This one, they took the context, but took it so very literally to the point that it's worse than the
worse than the
racist
garlic.
Little League thing.
and, yeah.
It was because the Little League thing, it's like, well, if I look at this from this context, yes, it doesn't look great. This one, they're portraying all the context, but they're doing it in such a serious manner. They're like,
Right.
oh, this is like horrendous, and this is so very hateful because they're dressing up in an ill-fitting crocodile costume and calling the government lizard. It's like, yeah, but you're taking the context
Right.
and like showing all the context, and then still trying to portray this serious outrage that.
Well,
the
yeah,
whole
it's
thing
funny
was
because
not
Jeremy,
to begin with.
right, the whole thing is like he's playing these jokes very straight-faced, and he's like, like they're falling for it, and they're amplifying it and becoming part of the joke by acting like this is the scary thing, that he's it's clearly not joking because he seems serious. It's like, well, or maybe you're the autistic one. Anyway,
Jeremy Kauffman wins in this because they did exactly what he was talking shit about, basically.
now
Anyway, play the
I'm not actually going to play the video because they don't even have it in here. That was actually just a screenshot of the video because
all right.
I have a feeling they didn't include the video link because they don't want you to watch it and realize that it's fucking funny. But
Even just showing the screen clip, the screenshot of Jeremy Kauffman in such
look at that ill-fitting
well-fitting
alligator costume.
I guess it is kind of splitting at the top, but he's just showing his crocodile cleavage, and that was maybe the point. So,
Well, we had to put a mic somewhere in a crocodile costume, but
I mean, I feel like they're not really giving him nearly as much credit as he deserves in all of this. But again, this is it's so. Both of these articles tie so well together of just the outrage of stupidity that is in our world today. Just like, here, look at this thing and be outraged. And on one hand,
do you,
it's like,
do you think
look at
they
this
don't
thing.
know? Do you think they
No.
realize what they're doing and they're just like, hey, let's go for it? Like, we can use
I
this
do.
and most people won't read it? I do too.
Yeah, I do too. But it's like, on one hand, it's like, look at this thing that we're not going to show you all of and be outraged by it because we're not going to show you all of it. And then on the other hand, it's like, look at all of this stuff that is so clearly a fucking joke
Right.
and be outraged by this.
Yep. And there's a lot of things that you could attack Jeremy for. He does like to poke people's buttons online. And this is like the
I don't want
tamest
Jeremy
of all of them. What?
I said, I don't want Jeremy to poke my button.
Oh, I'll let him poke my buttons all day long. But CD says, I thought the lizard costume fit just fine. And then she corrected
you, CD.
dinosaur costume.
Yeah, get it right. CD.
She
If you're
also
gonna
said,
do-
this is fun, which
Yes,
is up for debate.
obvious. Well, it's funnish.
Yes. Great.
Yes.
You got to go to work.
do.
TheSystemIsDown.tv is where you can find more stuff on me, or patreon.com/TheSystemIsDown, or follow me on Twitter at TSIDPod. Craig, where can people find you?
You can find me at Break the Bell Pod or on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Break the Bell Pod. BreakTheBellPod.com, or follow me on Twitter at Break the Bell Pod. I will get this right someday.
Someday. This
Yes.
has been Two Scoops.
This has been Two Scoops Morning News every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 a.m. Central or whenever we feel like it. Until next time, hang in there, America.